I mean, I could. Hey guys, you guys practice. You ready for your lesson? Good to see you. I'm Sean. This is Graham. Hello. Brianna,
Hi.
meet you. And Jessica. And other Janelle.
Hi.
Hey Jessica. I'm Sean. This is Graham.
Nice to meet you.
You too.
Meet you.
And the Hansons.
Hello.
Hey,
Hey. And Janelle.
hi, good
Hi,
morning.
Danielle.
Good morning.
It's so good to see you
Good to
guys.
see ya.
You look like you're in Washington.
I
Good background.
think I'm logged on twice.
Allie, I've given you a new nickname, or it's like a song. It's like a theme song. There's a British folk song that goes, "The big ship sails through the alley, and so I've been saying, "Yeah, we got our meeting with the alley today." And
Sounds great.
okay, is this the whole crew that we're expecting? Anybody know? Wait till the leader gets back.
I think that was all that was supposed to be here.
Okay, perfect. Well, my agenda thought for today is we'll give thanks to the Lord, and then we'll start with Q&A from all of you guys about anything that you might have reviewed and wanted to ask about. And after that, we can go through each item just at a high level view, little review on it, and Q&As to follow there. And
I
any
may have
detailed
just
stuff.
sent them all the links like today. So
What's that?
I may have only sent them the links today. So nobody.
Oh, okay, perfect. You get no Q&A. Unless you
Let
have.
someone look through it, or did I send it last night? I don't remember.
I definitely have.
All right, let's give thanks. Father, thank you for this time. We're glad for all of the music education before us this year. We pray that you would inspire us with great joy and skillfulness, that we might love you, our students, and the subject well, and that everything that we walk into, we do so with great thankfulness and understanding of how to build people up in the way of music. In Jesus' name, amen.
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 Okay, so you guys may have access to this folder, Colville Co-op. You guys will be jumping into music classes inspired by the Kodály method of teaching music. But actually, let me come back. Do you guys have any Q&As, or should I just run through some things big picture wise?
I don't have any.
Okay, you're out, Brianna.
I need
So,
big
Yep.
picture.
big picture. Everyone, let's get in the plane and go high. So, in this folder, you'll have what is like an introduction item, and these are the only two sentences you need to know. That's it. No, I'm just kidding. They have links to broader documents, and then you've got lesson plans for pre-K and K, which, given the objectives that we're about to talk about, start out the same, right? So you've got like 3 and 4 year olds and 4 and 5 year olds. What we're going to be doing for them at the beginning is similar. So let's go to this document. This first link takes you to info about the Kodály method, a Hungarian method of teaching music, and then some practical principles and tips for teaching these pre-K and K classes under that method. So the first portal, introduction to the Kodály-based sequence. So the Kodály method is really summed up by the idea that music should be taught as a language. The thought that when we're teaching music, it can be done in a textbook way, where, all right, kids, here's your book, open up to page 1. Let me tell you about a quarter note. And everyone's like, oh, wow, how uninteresting. And then you can also have music classroom where it's all just very disjointed, random boom whackers and recorders and tin whistles. And it's like, okay, neat, but where is this going? How's it going to connect to the greater task of being a musician? No one really knows. So the Kodály-based method, it believes that the voice is the most important instrument, which is good because that's a biblical worldview. God, when he created all things, did so by his voice, and he gave us all voices, which are primarily instruments used to bless the Lord. Like we're to play upon the voice. It's how we bless one another too. And so when we're teaching music, you've got to sing. You've got to use the voice. Not only is it like theological, like that's your instrument, like I couldn't give you $1 million to cut your throat out, graphic, but it's like, you know what I mean? What would you give for your voice? I'd sell you a guitar for $500, but your voice, so unique, so priceless, and it's an instrument, so we better learn how to do it. So when we're jumping into this methodology, you can see the big goals is we want to learn how to tunefully sing a wide range of songs. We're going to learn music by doing music. So I'm going to teach you a song, like a simple one, like rain, rain, go away, come again another day. Well, first, I just need you to do that song. And once you can do it, we're starting to fulfill the objective of sing well. And then once you can sing well, now let's extract some musical concepts from it, like pitch and rhythm. For instance, rain, rain, go away. Let's say we take that much. Rain, how many sounds do you hear on that first beat? Rain, I hear one. Okay, good. What about the next one? So we're discovering music based off music we already know. And so the first thing we want to do is like sing songs. This is like planting the seeds of music ed in the students so that they can be fully musically literate. I want you to identify, dictate, read, write, communicate about all the elements of music. That's so much better than just learning the recorder. That's so much better than like learning a few random facts about Mozart, which kids can't distinguish from him and cheese later on. You know what I mean? Mozart, mozzarella, I don't know how it all goes. So, anyways, this document will outline those things for you guys, kind of get into the why. It's got other links to a little extra reading. This video is fun. It shows you like how capable young kids can be musically in a good musical classroom, one where they're singing and learning music as a language. So we do folk songs, a lot of games and activities because that's the best way we're learning. We just had our staff breakfast this morning, and our guest speaker, he was a previous music teacher. He's a mechanic now, and he says people learn the best when they're playing, right? People learn when they're having fun, and it's their most enjoyable and most positive memories. It's experience. And so this way of teaching music is experientially driven. And then kind of nuts and bolts for you teaching nerds out there is prepare, present, practice. If I want to teach a student about a quarter note, or ta, as we might call it, first I'm going to prepare them for that. I'm not just going to say, okay, kids, today we're going to learn about a ta. That's lame. That's awful. Don't teach like that. No one cares. Because it's like, I don't get it. It's unknown. No, instead, I'm going to have you learn a song. Oh, I know songs. I know my voice. I can learn that. I'm going to teach you a song that has the quarter note in it. So I'm preparing the concept. I planted a seed. Well, and then once that seed is ready to burst and bloom, then I'm going to present. And it happens as quick as like, hey, anytime we have one sound and one beat, we call that a ta, right? It's just quick. And everyone knows what you're talking about because they've experienced it. It's like if I took you on a construction site and I said, here, take this, and I want you to hit that into that. Really basic, like, okay, here's the things, it's in your hands. See this and that over there. I know those words, this and that. And I set you off on that for 30 minutes and say, hey, you know this? We call it a hammer. Okay. Got it. Because I've been tasting, a hammer for a while. And so the present happens really smoothly, right? I can teach you anything about music really easily if I prepare you properly. Most of the time when we're teaching, we start with a presentation. This is a rotor saw. The reason it's called a rotor saw is because of long explanation.
Yeah, it's the idea of when we present, we're not telling them something we're not teaching them about something they don't already know. right? Because they've been singing the songs we teach them, they already know what this is. They just don't know the name for it yet,
Yeah.
right? We're just giving it a name.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, this is it. This is reality. What do we call this thing? It's like Adam and the animals. You are fluffy and white, and you go, bah, let's call you a sheep. You know what I mean? And I don't have to say, let's learn about sheep today, or some other, random animal that the student has never experienced. Instead, like, put the sheep in their hand, and then, I don't know, that's kind of a weird one.
Yeah.
Anyways, but then we go on to practice it. So now we're going to reinforce it. Hey, Allie, go grab that hammer for me. Brianna, I need you to go get the rotor saw and make a 3-inch cut. And it's like, oh, now we're like applying and reinforcing so that it settles and stays with us forever. Okay, questions on big picture Kodály stuff and kind of the pillar methodological approach to teaching music. Okay, and so these other bullet points just talk about some of like the distinctives. Yes, Janelle.
Oh, nope. I was going to say it makes sense. It's definitely not how we probably teach a lot, but it makes sense.
Yay! Good. So you can see, and kind of zooming back out, if you're like, what's the Kodály method? Well, you can kind of talk about it from its aims, it's doing music, it's music as a language, and then within a class or a lesson, what are some features of it? Well, there's vocal songs, there's activities, concepts are taught according to this long sequence that I just went on about. And everything's really like it's creative and it's concentrated and that's balanced, right? So there's kind of times where I'm pushing you, think, go, go, go. And then we're kind of having creative, we're stepping back. Says that more there. It's just really engaging and it's trying to engage everything, right? All of we have literacy outlets. Our literacy is like an engine where you've got, here's where the gas comes in, here's where the carburetor happens. So you've got the mouth, the eyes, the ears, the hands. All of these are members for literacy, and we train them in music because it's a craft and language. And then the most, maybe recognizable, it's like we're teaching solfege. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. We're getting students really versed in those phonics from a pitch angle and then from a rhythmic angle, like angle ta, ti, ti, tika, tika, ti, ti, ta, tu. So that when they think about music, they don't think like quarter note, A, B, C. It's good. You should think about music like that, but not if you're just starting out or if you're young, because that doesn't mean anything. A, I know the letter, but now you're trying to attach it to a frequency. Wow, that's really conceptually tough. You know what I mean? So instead, let me just say, so mi, high sound and low sound. Let's call it so mi. And I start to memorize sound sets, right? We are so language people. If I wasn't I mean, you guys think I'm from America? You guys think I'm a native English speaker? I am. Because you can tell, right? If I was like, good morning, class. So nice to see you. Today I will teach you about Kodály. You'd be like, I don't know where this guy's from, but it's not US of A. He needs to start speaking some English before we have a problem. But it's a subtle thing. Like you could understand what I just said. I wasn't speaking Russian, but I had an accent. You can tell that. And you can tell if I'm mad at you. Janelle,
Yeah.
if I just said, Janelle, show up. I could say, Janelle, show up. It's tone, it's all these areas that we can recognize. And so if we teach music in that kind of tonal, phonetical, sound pattern driven way, we thrive. Okay. And then more structure on the Kodály method. We're going to learn a song. Okay, you've got the song. That's the basis for all learning music. Then we're going to dictate or isolate a certain point of the song in order to teach you a concept like beat or rhythm or ta and titi or so and me. And so it's that dictation, which is like the written format, or just even the isolation. This is going to be more for you for kids, right? You're going to teach these kids all of these songs, dozen songs, before you even begin to be like, okay, now, you know how when we sing engine number 9, pat steady with me. When you pat steady, we call that patting the beat. Oh, now I know to beat. Beat is a steady pulse. Rhythm is the pattern of the words. Oh, good. I just instead of well, you see the beat is it's a consistent pulse or throb or knob that happens within music. You see, music happens within a recurring cycle, and so we can measure those cycles by this idea of the beat.
False asleep.
No one, no one cares. No one's with you. And then there's composing and playing. Okay, last point here. This is more for like when you're jumping in the middle of things, but in this Kodály sequence, there's always a place to start at. Oh, I'm going to begin with ta and tt, or I'm going to begin with the do pentatonic scale. Like these are concepts. Which place in the sequence will I start and go? And then what pace? How fast or slow do I need to go in order for the student to thrive? Okay, so that's me shooting from the hip, just kind of going over some Kodály-based things. Any questions or concerns before we take a look at the nitty-gritty? Great. Hey, that's the wrong account. That's okay.
Google does that to me too.
So we just got done with this, right? Intro to the Kodály. Now this one takes you to teaching principles, which you guys are versed with. You think about what makes, when you teach an elementary class, what are some things that make it go well? These are going to be reviews of that, right? We want the students to be aware. They're having to step into a specific space and place and do something with people that they otherwise may not know. And so we just want them to have orientation and awareness of you're in class now. They don't know what class means. They don't know what music class means. So we just want to know like, okay, you're in music class. This is kind of what happens. You show up and you go away and you do these things and you have homework and like, okay, that's a lesson in itself. Us, we're all really, really smart adults. We know what a class is. We're aware. We're aware of that part of reality, right? Okay, if I tell you to do something, you do it. Like, all right, everyone stand with me. That's a hard thing to do with 3-year-olds. Or
But I have to listen to you.
listen to you.
Yeah.
I mean, not just stare at you and be in utter terror. Yeah. So these are just like little, practical tips to help the classroom setting go well in general, but then also for music. Give them a place to be, move locations often, even if it's from sitting in chairs in a circle to standing in a circle. Don't stay on items too long. This one's really music specific. Always, motions are always good when you're young because one, as a teacher, gives you something else to engage with, right? If they're not singing, I can at least get you to move. I can't like reach in and like vibrate your voice to make it happen, but I can, all right, put your hands together. And then in your co-op, some good things to tell the moms is this is a great opportunity for you to train your child to obey and to follow the lead and with someone else and work with other people well. So you're welcome to be in the wings and kind of swoop in, pull some kids out, put them back in, encourage them. So it's a really special opportunity to have moms on site for the 3 and 4-year-olds. Within our music class, we'll be doing singing catechism songs, which you can get an app for on your phone. The first 10 are free and then available for purchase. So that's just kind of like a materials heads up for everybody. And you'll also have homework. This isn't just a blow-off class. Music's a serious core part of what we do. And so you'll have homework, which is like singing songs and practicing the motions, but it's not just show up, do the thing, and then forget it all happened. That's what I did in public school. Everyone loved art class and music class because it was random. We just like, let's do the bear hunt and let's learn about Mozart, maybe blow into a stick and I'll go home. Okay. But instead, it's like, no, I'm teaching you these songs. And even though they're little bitty songs, I need you to memorize them. I need you to know these, like the back of your eyelids so that when you come back, I can extract the real stuff from it. Okay, so now let's take a few questions, if any, and
Get into the plans themselves.
get into the plans themselves. Okay, so here's your template. In a class, you'll have body and vocal exploration. You'll have a game song, which is we're singing and playing. You'll have a catechism song, a rhyme song, which is kind of like a game song, but just a little bit more chill. It's not so jump up on your feet, we're moving and playing. It's a little bit still engaging, still motions, but we're maybe just seated.
Slightly lower energy.
Slightly lower energy. And then a psalm and then closing. So that's the big template. That document we were just on, the principles one, in the lesson breakdown, we talk about, okay, what's going on with vocal exploration? What's going on with the game song and the rhymes, the catechism and the psalms, and then just, a brief word on homework. So, Mr. Burns, why don't you walk us a little bit through body vocal exploration and then, maybe even the context of class 1.
Okay, so body vocal exploration, right? Students, especially very young children, right? They know they have a voice, but they don't know how to navigate with it yet, right? They don't know the difference between high and low, loud versus soft, short versus long, smooth versus choppy. Body/vocal exploration helps them to build up those basic skills, right? And young children especially have a hard time separating different dichotomies from one another, right? What you'll have oftentimes is, right, low sound. It's also soft because they don't know how to separate softness and loudness from highness and lowness. And one of the ways we separate that is, okay, we'll do certain things. We'll do certain things with our hands. We'll do certain things with our faces, certain motions. That just really work to distill each of those dichotomies. And one of the most effective ways to start, especially with young children really like to learn stories, animals. Right? Maybe they don't know the difference between a car and a motorcycle. They definitely know the difference between a cow and a horse. Right? Very, very, very clear difference there. Cat and dog, sheep and lion. Those are 3 that we use right out the gate. And each of those animals will have a different type of vocal quality that's attached to it.
Yep. Yeah, so in our pre-K and K classes, we want the students walking away with having learned a bunch of songs and sung them. And then some of the K concepts are these dichotomies that Mr. Burns is talking about. This is a high sound. This is a low sound. This is a short sound. This is a long sound. Soft sound, loud sound. I always forget the 4th one. It's not smooth, choppy.
And then it's fast, slow, I think.
Fast, slow.
These
Yeah.
are fast sounds,
Going,
this is
going,
very
yeah, slow.
slower,
Yeah, correct. So
I like smooth, choppy,
just
though.
those are the big picture things. So that's all that music is, thankfully. Thankfully, music's not too tough. You can either be singing the right pitch or you can be too high or too low. You can be playing the right rhythm or you can be going too slow or too fast. Right dynamic. You're too loud, you're too soft. Shush, everyone knows that. So we're prepping them for that. And it's through these vocal explorations. So if you look in this first class right here, we're going to tell a porch story. I was on my porch, and when I walked outside, this little kitty came and he jumped up on the porch. He said, meow. Say that with me. Meow. And I said, how are you today, kitty? And he said, meow. And he gave his little hand a lick. Show me your hand. Give it a little lick. Mmm, tasty. No, we don't lick our hands. And say meow with me again. Meow. And our conversation was so fun that another friend heard us and he came running over. And when he came over, he said, woof, woof. Who's that? That's the dog. Yeah. And the dog, he just kept talking and talking and talking, and it sounded like woof, woof, woof. I want you to say that with me. Ready? Woof. So you get him to say it. And in that exploration, the first level is just do it with me. You love that? You just do it with me, and we love it. And then, right, that's preparing. I'm preparing high sound and low sound. I don't come into class and say, okay, children, everyone make a high sound, everyone make a low sound. That can actually be pretty fun. But it made me not be so like thorough.
Dry.
It's kind of dry. It's in depth. Like my 3-year-old, she wants me to do what I call these farm stories. You know, I was on a porch, I went to the stable, I was out back in a field. Anywhere I can go and get a animal who has a high voice and a low voice, who makes a lum versus quack quack quack. Does he have a short voice or does he have a long voice? Right. So the vocal exploration allows us to train the dichotomies. At first, you just do it. Right? Okay, good. We talked about the cat and the dog. Let's move on, right? We're not taking forever. But then class 2, I'll tell the same story, maybe some variation. Hey, remember last week? It's like a continuing saga. And then the kids want to come back to music class, and you're their favorite teacher and the most favorite subject and their most favorite school and their most favorite place, and they love being alive. You know what I mean? But then it's like, okay, everyone say, meow with me, meow. Yeah. Does he have a high voice or a low voice? He has a high voice. Good. Okay, and now the dog, right? Oh, I just taught you about the one of the most primary dichotomies of music, high versus low, a high frequency versus a low frequency. But I wasn't super lame about it. So that's the vocal body exploration side of lessons. Just a great way to kick things off. As we were even just talking about this morning, when you start a music class, don't be a fortune teller. Today, everybody, we are going to talk about the cat and the dog, and then we're going to do this. No one cares. You're not the king, so you don't have to announce
that. Shut down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead, like you kind of get everyone in place. You're gonna sit here and you say, now you're not gonna believe what happened. What? What happened? Well, let me tell you. Oh, you want to know what happened? Right? Get them to eat out of your hands. They're fishes. Put them on the hook. They love stories. Questions there? So we just had a blast with a story, and I'm teaching about the 4 dichotomies of music. Wow, we're really doing something sophisticated here. And then it moves on to game songs. So think about Looby Loo. This is the first one in the first class. Here we go, Loo by Loo. Here we go, Loo by Lie. Here we go, Loo by Loo. All on a Saturday night. And so we've got videos and recordings that you guys can find here. We'll link the video for you too. And you're going to, and these games that go with these fun, simple songs are really easy for the kids. But this is where we're going to practice some of those things like, okay, everyone stand up, take hands. And you're going to have to train them on taking hands and moving in a circle. But what you're going to be doing as a music teacher, even if you don't like have a degree or feel super qualified, you're a music teacher now, I christen you. You are going to be singing, singing, singing. Don't use a recording. That's stated elsewhere in some of these notes. When you prepare as a teacher, you are the stereo. You are the radio. So you'll learn and memorize these songs beforehand, and you'll just sing them as joyfully and as skillfully as you can. So then, you're going to teach the song, which kind of just get everyone to move. You're just saturating with the song. You'll probably sing the song 5 to 10 times easy. But you're teaching them a song via an activity, which is so much better than the alternative, right? It's a game song, not just a song. Just a song would be like, okay, everyone now sit down, shut up, listen to me sing a song. Here I go, Loo, my Loo. Here I go, Loo, my lie. No one's listening to you anymore at all, And then now, okay, everyone listen again, right? There's a time and place to teach in a drier way. We do this in our lessons, right? But when you've got a class and when you have 3-year-olds, you want them on their feet moving. And they're learning the song like a sponge, where it's just filling, 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 filling. And you're like, are they learning this? And then they go, and like, oh, you know all the words. This happens
It
all the
takes time to build up before
Yep.
the big
yeah.
release comes
Yeah.
where they just completely sing it.
This happens all the time in church and in the car, where it's like, oh, you know every single word to that song. Yeah. But they just had to learn every single word for it before they let you know that they knew it. So these game songs, you'll hear how they sound, you'll see how we do it, and then you'll just break it down for them. Okay, we're gonna do this, right? Make it simple, like just channel your inner kindergarten teacher. This is where you guys thrive. Like, okay, I know how to make things simple for kids. And then we go on to catechism. So this is a little bit more of a sit down, chill time, right? We just had a game song. We just told a story. We're all revved up. Bring it back. Sit down. Now we need to study God's word. You'll see in each item within the lesson, there's like a location formation. This is like just class management stuff. But then this transition is big because it emphasizes that the story of the class should continue.
We're not doing things in right box one. Okay, now that's done. Now box two, that's
Yep.
done. Box three. This is all one continuous event. So there's never any really jarring moment for the students to be like, wait a minute, I have to reconfigure my brain to be doing something completely different now because he just said we'd be doing something different. And what planet am I on again?
Yes.
That's kind of what we're trying to avoid here.
And you've got kids like this in your class, you know? But instead, if it's a story like right from the oh, guess what? I'm telling you a story, cat and dog. Okay, now we have to say bye-bye to them. And while they were done playing, I don't want to be done playing to you. Should we keep playing? Yeah. Let's stand. Let's play one of my favorite games that I love to do right off the porch. And then we're singing Looby Loo and we're having fun. Oh, now I'm really tired from all of that. Let's go inside and study God's word together and sit and rest and listen a while. Right? Okay, cool. And now we're done with that. Now we need to like go jump on this train and tell everybody what we just learned about God. So you'll see these transitions are something we've just, noted for you. But as you go and lead these classes, how can you make a show and not show in a negative way as if you're just like I'm all, but the kids, they want to be a part of a drama. They want to be a part of a play. They want to be good characters. And so if everything we're doing fits within a narrative, kids get it. They love stories. So everything's a story, everything's a game, everything's fun. And oh, by the way, we're learning about the dichotomies of music. Whoa, mom and dad are happy. So in the catechism time, we've got a catechism song. So what is man's primary purpose? Man's primary purpose is to glorify God and to enjoy him forever. So okay, so first, show me man. Yeah. And then another key tip too, we were also discussing, we had such a good staff breakfast this morning, is especially in those pre-K classes, the class is a person and no one in the class is that person. So if I say, okay, everybody, do this, guess who's not going to do it? Everybody who's not the class, you know? Now, sometimes they
name's not
will.
everybody.
Yeah, my name's not everybody in the class, but it's like, okay, Graham, show me man. And then, Allie will get it. And okay, Janelle, show me man, right? You'll have to call people out. This is like emergency stuff, right? If Brianna had a heart attack right now, I wouldn't be like, someone call 911 while I go, right? You know this from your first, it's like, Jessica, call 911. Allie, go get me a drink of water. Janelle, wait,
Right.
like we did splash water on her. It'll help her wake up. So when you're doing more concentrated activities, remember the class is not a person. Everybody doesn't exist. Individual kitties exist. And they'll kind of get it. But back to this idea of awareness, I don't know. I don't even know. You're talking to me. I didn't know that I'm a class. I didn't know I'm a part of a class. Well, you are. And they have to learn it. So you'll break down the motions. You'll just be singing the song over and over to them, and gradually be inviting them to join you, especially in these chiller times where it's okay. they're really not going to have their singing voice too much. They'll try. Always get them to go to their high voice. And also you can just go to the speaking voice. Everyone say, man's primary purpose. Rachel, say that with me. Man's primary purpose. Good. Now let's sing. Man's primary purpose. But you're getting them to use their voice. The speaking voice is the precursor to the singing voice. Or really, if you guys want to be super really correct and right in the world, the speaking voice is just a downstep from the singing. Everything is singing. Everything is tone. Everything is music. It's kind of philosophical, but it's true. And we know this like in our relationships, back to when I was yelling at Janelle earlier. I'm always singing to you, right? And you guys know this as wives and mothers and friends, like your tone matters, right? If Graham walks in there and say, "Why can't you do anything right?" It's like, well, I'm singing a bad song to him. Like it's negative vibes. Like there's actually some validity to this, like good vibes, positive vibes, because it's all speaking and singing are not far from each other. It's all pitch. It's all rhythm.
It's like, man, I just got defensive there for a second.
Yeah. Or yeah. And so it's like the words matter, the song you sing matter, but how you sing the song matters. So okay. Big questions on all these things before we take a look at the last templated items for the classes. Nope. I just got this water bottle recently. My grandma, it's actually my grandma's, and she didn't really like it, but I love it because it's easy close and open, and it's got a straw, but it's like a firefighter straw. When I go to drink it, I don't have to go like I'm drinking a milkshake. It's just a lot of water. It's got a fat handle. I never knew I needed. Okay, so
Okay.
now rhyme songs. These are still activity-driven songs, but they're also again a little chiller. So like engine number 9 going down Chicago line. If the train should jump the tracks, will I get my money back? Now, also although the activity is a little lighter, it has some high hit moments to it. For instance, I'd recommend, so you're presenting the song, you're telling the story where you're driving, and then at number 9, going down Chicago, if the lane should jump the tracks. When I say jump, everyone jump up. Okay, you gotta listen again, right? And now they're like ready. Okay, cool. But then you get to tell a really captivating story. Now, that engine, so many people got on it because they were so excited to go to New York. Do you know where New York is? It's a country far, far away from here, where the people don't speak our language or have our customs. But because there were so many people on the train, it went super slow. Move with me. Engine, engine. And so you can tell, you can sing the song a million times, but you're doing it a million different ways. Now we're going to do the song slow because story, reason. Now we're going to do the song fast because story, reason, which again is a much better way than saying, okay, let me teach you this song. Okay, now let's do it slow. Okay, now let's do it fast. Okay, now let's stand up and do it. Now let's twirl around and do it. And again, like that can be fun if you're fun, but what if it could be better by it being saturated in a story? Because now they're like, I mean, you could do that for them with 10 minutes. And you think, oh no, kids have a short attention span. They don't. They just don't have a mature attention span, so they can be self-controlled and disciplined to focus on something they're not interested in. If they're interested, they'll be there for 3 hours. You've seen kids on tablets. You know what I mean? So if you can captivate them, I mean, you can have an hour music class with them. They'll be really tuckered out by the end of it, but if you can be creative and fun enough that they won't get bored, they won't get tired. Okay. And what I can say about these game songs or rhymes, there's always like a simple way to start out. So we're going to be seated and we're going to be patting our laps, and I'm going to be telling a story. But then the class, especially the littles, they're going to learn the idea of holding hands and making a circle and moving in a circle. and lines. It's like geometry class. And you can do a conga line, which is the funnest thing ever, where like all the kids get in a line and they hold each other's shoulders, and you're at the front holding the leader's hands, and you say, should our train go fast or slow? And we all march, and it's super, super cute. And you'll never realize how happy you can be until a bunch of 3-year-olds make a circle and move in a circle. And it's an actual circle, it remains a circle. Or how happy you can be if you can get kids to move in a line and hold onto each other's shoulders in a non-violent or weird way. So you can always, in these activities, increase the game or activity, right? And you guys, it's just all about creativity. The sky is the limit. We start in these two classes kind of the same, but in the older classes, you'll get more done because they know they're more aware. And so what if in this song we did this and you spiced it up? Spice it up. Find ways like, let's do this motion instead, right? Let's do this because it's actually funner. Like I could do Looby Loo, here we go, Loo by Loo, with 13-year-olds if I make it fun enough. So first, you guys have to like skip as high as you can. And then at this point, you have to like get low and do some sort of crawling thing. If you just make it like really intense, if it feels like there's a challenge, I don't care if it's a baby song. They'll have fun. So as you're teaching songs, spice it up, add more, do more, and it'll be a blast. And all this preparation will then lead you to moments like we're going to do this rhyme song, but I'm going to actually present beat today. Or I'm going to present rhythm or ton teach, or I'm going to ask them, oh, I'm just going to go fast in the song. Did we go slow or fast? That's a quiz. I just gave you a quiz, a pop quiz, in fact. And it was fun. I liked it. And then we finish up with a psalm another time to get them to find their voice. And I also like this in a music class too, because you're teaching them how to be liturgical, how to be at church, how to be at family worship, where there's times where it's required of you to sing beautifully, to stand up, to sit down, to be calm and just like hold the line for a little bit. And so this is a time to do that, but we have motion, so it's super fun too. Anything you want to add for psalm hymns and rhymes?
And this just ties into the fact that any good education, right? Music is not separate from this. Doesn't just seem to educate the person in that particular subject,
Yep.
but educates the whole person, right? And especially as Christians, right, want to shape them into a person that glorifies and enjoys God in everything they do. And if they're doing that with their music from the beginning,
Yeah.
that just contextualizes music as a practice in a very powerful way that sticks with them. So
Yeah, I mean you'd want this for your kids more than the boom whacker tin whistle class. Because for this, they're learning to sing psalms and hymns that are going to enrich and bolster their faith for decades and generations to come. It's applicable. Or even the game songs. They could play these games and sing with their friends, They don't have to come to you and say, Mom, will you buy me $150 worth of xylophones so that I can play music? No, I've got my voice. It's like Howl's Moving Castle. Like it just goes where you go and you can go. And like you have this image, if you think of Americana, it's like kids on, the prairie, on the hills, singing and playing songs like Ring Around the Rosie. And oh, just look how delightful and darling those kids are. That's what your music class is. You're prepping them, you're showing them the games, you're showing them the songs for fun and for worship. Okay, then finishing up, when in doubt, story out, right? So, wow, thank you guys for singing and having fun with me. This was the best blast ever. Now, you guys have to do music homework because you guys can still have fun at home and you want to practice so you get really good at stuff, just like your older brother. He does homework. You've got homework too. And so you're going to sing and move to these songs. And, I've got this sheet and you get to put stickers on the days you practice. And I'm going to tell your mom all about it. And I've got a special treat. Always give the kids candy. Jolly Ranchers are great, but then they've got red dye. So you could do like, Hershey Kisses, but always have something sweet to remind them that music is sweet And if you're not already the favorite teacher, you will be because you could eat them candy.
Especially if it comes out of a rubber chicken.
Yes.
Wait,
Make candy come out of rubber chickens.
do you have them?
Yeah.
First day of teacher training, I show up and he pulls this sucker out
This is Robert.
at the end.
Or Bob, as he's kind of known. Anyways, but he's got candy inside of him. Oh.
Oh,
So he vomits candy. Kids love that. Even if they did not really care about your Luby Lou, you gave him a piece of candy. This is the best class ever. Right. And that's the thing, kids, you're gonna win the kids by fun and stories and candy and joy and music, right? Not how good you are at whatever, right? It's kind of like they'll remember how you made them feel, the experience they had. So if you just go and be like, God's important, music's important, you're important, that's what it's all about. Here we go. And I've got this really fun, you should walk into class being like, this is gonna be really good. I'm excited to play these games. If you don't like children, if you don't like talking and teaching to 4-year-olds to 84-year-olds, go do something else. But if you do, this is great because this is fun. I otherwise would have just chatted with you, little kid, about what's going on in your life, but instead I get to do something a little bit more. So all these classes just kind of break down okay, so class 1 and 2 are the same. It's reinforce, right? We need reps, especially for little kids. But then as you go on to the other classes, it's okay, now here's another story to use. This is the nuts and bolts. Now let's do Here We Go Round the Mulberry Bush. Here's a super fun video of Mr. Burns and I doing it. Best video ever. And here's the next catechism song with motions. What's the only authority for glorifying and enjoying it's the Bible. Cool. So it shows you how to do it. Hickety hickety, man, that's a blast. And then the Psalms. So that's what is all provided there for each lesson. And then we have this template at the bottom that I showed you at the start. But then we go into looking ahead, here are some more game songs for you, right? So you can think, all right, I'll do that. Here's the catechism questions. Here's some more rhymes. Here's some more psalms. So that you kind of have an arsenal. These are the bullets of what song am I going to do? What vocal exploration story am I going to tell? Yeah, that's the big gist. So tell me how all that resonates with you guys. Should I have this candy?
did you have this candy? I mean, if they think you did a good job.
You did great. It sounded good. Everything made sense.
Good. Who said that? Was that you?
Sierra.
I see her. I'm good. I'm glad. It doesn't always.
No, that made perfect sense. I'm excited.
Oh, good.
Yes, let's go.
Good.
Yeah,
What?
I also appreciated it and I thought it was great too. I find it though kind of difficult to untrain my mind to teach the way that I guess I've been taught, So I'll have to untrain myself.
There's Jessica, have you heard the saying, you taught the way you've been taught until taught otherwise?
No, but I get that and it makes sense.
Because that's what
Yeah.
you just said, yeah.
Teachers teach as they've been taught until taught otherwise.
Were you the boring teacher, Jessica?
Probably.
Okay. We give you license to be fun now. What do you guys think, kind of given all these things, what aspect of the class do you think is going to be the hardest to execute?
I don't know if you even said anything, but Jessica is our main teacher.
And she's going to be fun. Yay.
Although she is pregnant and having a baby before we're done, so the rest of us will have to pick up the slack when she has her baby.
Oh, which is also fun.
Hey, a couple of you guys are being parents, so
Yeah. So yeah, when Jessica's out, so Jessica, it's on you to figure it all out and to
We'll be there to
hand the
support.
mantle off.
You got all of us.
Yeah, I know. I feel like just personally, it's like a really hard season in life. So I'm like, I'm gonna have to be able to compartmentalize and come with all this energy.
You know what, Jessica, too, you can delegate if you want part of the section. Like, hey, Brianna, can you do the catechism? And so you don't have to learn every part of it.
Okay.
That's
So
a
you can think
brilliant.
about that.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
And that's kind of fun for the kids. It's hang your hat on the concept of change the pace, COP, change of pace. And so if a new teacher comes in, that's like, oh, I'm re-engaged. Right?
Right. That's a good point.
I think another thing that I've found, when preparing, the biggest thing to do is like know your songs and games, have them memorized, and know how it fits into the story. Like that's the big once all the Kodály stuff, or it's like I generally kind of it's a language and we're doing stuff. When your lesson plan is like, what songs am I gonna do and activities? What's the order? And how do I make it all fit? I've been in classes where it's like, and I've done the thing, it's like, okay, and now we do this. And that's okay, but like you really make the classroom excellent. Like, woo, seamless transitions and everything just flowed. Some good vocal exploration.
Do you feel like there's a I don't know, do you feel like you have to like act when you present the story? I mean, I know it's 4-year-olds. I have a lot of little children, but I can be fun. I mean, I know that I'm capable of it. I think that part of
I've
me
seen
is
myself be fun. I believe. Yeah, that's a great question. You should kind of see it as acting in a show and a play, but it probably not in the way that we normally use that word. Like when we're in a class, we're sort of rising above normal energy levels because it's a group, right? If I was having a conversation with Graham about whatever, uh,
Yeah, second with
I would talk to him differently if I was addressing 100 people. It's kind of like, get your teacher voice on, you're a little bit more lit up, but do that accustomed to you. I'm kind of energetic and I think I'm funny and so I like to tell funny jokes and whatever, but you don't have to be that kind of person. Even if it's just you're leading and clear. It's kind of like even like in business, like some of the best CEOs of all time, they weren't like super charismatic people. The thing that makes them level 5 high quality leaders is the way that they love and push people. They have pushed people to a high standard. So if you're Miss Jessica, you're the teacher. If you come in like with, like an old granny conviction that music is important and we're doing it this way because it's the best way and we're gonna have fun and you're gonna have fun. Like, you know what I mean? Like if you're just unwavering in the standard of this is important and this is how it should be and it's gonna be enjoyable, that's the biggest thing. And then, be as energetic or as crazy or weird as you want, but also don't too. Like Graham and I are really different.
yes.
Even though he's kind of crazy. Sometimes he goes in lessons and he starts a lesson, he's like, hey, what's going on? And I'm like, whoa.
No, when I can my teacher mode is very, very different from my normal person conversation mode.
Give me a
right?
headache
Sean's-
to imitate you. Give me a headache. Ouch.
I don't know, I feel like you're more of a quiet humor kind of person, and this is
Yeah.
Jessica, I've seen you teach. You have it all. You're perfect for this.
That's encouraging. Thank you. Yeah, your guys' tips are really good. I think I just needed these words to hear from you guys.
Awesome. Yeah, so you guys have basically books of resources now, and both kind of methodological and principle, practical. What's the opposite of practical? Theoretical.
Yep. Abstract.
You kind of have like the brainy stuff of what you're doing and why, and then you kind of have the what's. And so these are going to be good resources, but the main thing is songs, right? Teach them songs. These kids, it's really not about learning the quarter note. If you can teach them 50 songs this year, even if you're like, I don't know if I'd really know how to smoothly present this concept of ta and tt. If you just get them singing, using their voice, telling them to use their high voices, sing pretty, this is important. Don't scream. You're screaming. Whoa. That's going to be the biggest thing. Oftentimes I'll talk to teachers who are even teaching like older classes, and they're like, I just feel like I have to teach them all this theory and solfege. And I was like, listen, honey, they probably can't sing worth a lick because we're just not singing people as much anymore. Like, even if you just sing psalms and hymns with them and just get them like, and just even put like music in front of people. People don't really look at sheet music or hymn music. You're putting them in the top 10% of people. So just sing and do and figure out how to tell them about all what's there later. Be fun. Give them candy. Just bring a rubber chicken. That's really all it's all about. If you bring candy and chickens, you get an A as a teacher.
Let's say I'll put a rubber chicken on our supply list.
That's what, see, we have done it.
That's the way.
That's the way. Well, guys, I have really good confidence, hope for you guys. So that's all I got. You got anything?
Thank you for your time and the specifics. My kids get to glean from these classes. I'm a backup teacher and I help co-lead the co-op with Allie, but my kids get to be in these classes, so I'm really excited. Thank you.
Yep. That's a good tip. Have the kids help too. Like there's we've got some older kids who might be around when we're doing our 3 and 4-year-old class here. I'm probably just gonna like have a helper, right? Because what we're doing is like, hey, stand up. You need a little help, or like pat your lap. Anybody can help with that. And if you're 7, you're like, oh, I'm helping now. So that's cool. All right, guys. Well, God bless you. I'll send you this recording too. So it's like as you're studying and reviewing stuff, you can rehear
Kind of us talking,
mainly
him
Yeah.
through what we've put together.
Yeah, and you can see the chicken in action again. Just see like, what was that technique? How did he get that out of there? It's all right. One day you'll be really good at extracting candy from chickens too. All right, well, go with God. God bless you guys, and go Colville.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.